tapes. They're tapes.
Tape.
The Big Bird tapes.
Give it to mommy.
Tapes.
Give it to mommy.
What one is that?
She's trying to give it to me.
They're just, it's Big Bird.
Okay, we're talking to August Mogler. It's my father. This is Roger Mogler. And Dad, how old are you right now?
78.
78 years old. What year were you born?
1917.
And what was your birth date?
January the 7th.
January 7th, 19 what?
1917.
1917. Okay. All right. And who was your father and your mother?
John Mugler and Edna Mugler.
Okay. And where did you live when you was born?
In Lester, Iowa.
Lester, Iowa. How many children in your family?
8. In my family, 8.
Okay. Can you name them?
What?
Name your brothers and sisters.
Me, August.
You're the oldest?
Yep.
Okay.
Irvin, Leah, Rachel, Martha, Nathan, Lorene, and Andy.
Okay. Andy's the youngest, huh?
Yep, he's 68.
Okay. All right, could you just tell us a little bit about your life when you was a little boy? What did you like to do? What kind of games did you like to play? Things of that nature.
Well, I was 3. Let's see what I played. I played kitten ball when I was a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
What was kitten ball?
that's like baseball.
Except it was a real big ball.
It's a real big one.
I remember
Soft.
that. Yeah.
But I remember when I was 3 years old, and we moved to Minnesota, and then I come back when I was 13, 1932. I come back.
Okay.
My dad lost everything he had, but I used to go to school in Morse, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was really Hancock, Minnesota. It was Morse, and we played like I should have said that kitten ball. We played in school.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 40 kids in one school and one teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a big snowstorm. When I was 10 years old, we had a big snowstorm on Valentine's Day. We had to stay in school. We got up to cold, had a big snowstorm, and had to bring the lunch to us. My dad and my cousin and my cousin got lost picking us kids up. In a sled, his children and us kids, you know, it was school in Morris, Minnesota.
Did he have a wagon or a car? What do you have?
A sled.
A sled?
2 horses on it.
2 horses pulling the sled
Yep.
through the snow.
Huh?
The 2 horses pulled the sled through the snow, huh?
Yep, it had a big snowstorm.
Okay, what was your earliest memory? What you said you can remember when you was 3 years old?
Yep. When I was 3 years old, when I moved to Morris, and I even knew the man that moved my dad.
Oh, okay.
His name was Ernie Feist.
Okay.
And then he put everything in one truck. All the furniture in one truck, and there was just 4 of us. There was only 4 of us at that time then.
So you was 3 years old, about 1920?
That's right, 1920. And then you had an old horse Pete. His name was Pete. We made a little back in the back of that truck. And the truck was took from Morris, Minnesota. And I thought so much of that old horse. He was an old Bronco. And we had him when I was up there. It was up there 8 years, and we brought him back. And we had the same man, but a different truck.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Ernie Feist. He's been good for years now.
And what did your father do for a living?
The farmer.
He was a farmer.
Farmer in Minnesota.
And your mother just raised your kids, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Say it again.
I started to drive horses when I was 5 years old.
Driving, you mean like out in the fields, or?
Stackers. We had a big stacker. I rode the horse on a stacker, and my dad bucked him on, and my Uncle Joe stacked the
Hay?
the hay.
Okay.
After dumped it over, he stacked it for us. Uncle Joe did. My Uncle Joe, his name was.
Can you remember when you heard your first radio?
In 1940. We didn't have no electricity. We had a battery radio. My mother had.
Uh-huh.
I was living in Leicester then. I lived in Leicester then.
What kind of things did you listen to on the radio?
Well, I didn't listen to enough. My mother had a story. I don't know what kind of story she had.
Oh, she listened to a story on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of 1940.
How about TV? When's the first time you remember TV?
Well, TV, let's see what, I didn't have let's see now. I don't even remember when the TV's in Lester. I don't remember that.
Oh, so it'd be what after you moved to Illinois, or?
Yeah, I moved to Illinois, then I heard about TVs, yeah.
Okay. How about a telephone? When's the first time you heard about telephones?
In 1927.
1927?
And one of these telephone ringers.
Uh-huh.
Always rubbered. My mother called somebody one time. I went, wish you got the telephone. I got something important to tell my Aunt Tilly.
Uh-huh. That was your mother's sister?
Yep, Aunt Tilly was my mother's sister.
Okay. All right. Let me think of another question here. Like, what can you remember about your father that really stands out in your mind about your father?
Well, my dad weighed 350 pounds, and he's 5'8".
5'8"?
He had big hands. Strong man.
You're a strong man. Hard worker?
You bet he's a hard worker.
Did he teach you to work hard?
Yes, that's what I done. Worked hard all my life. That's all I knew.
How about your mother? What do you remember most about your mother?
My mother was she was not real tall, but she's just an ordinary mother, and she always told us kids, never worry. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It'll happen. If it don't, and something never happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she told us. 8 of us kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about your grandparents? Can you remember anything about your grandparents?
Oh yes. I never knew my grandfather. He died before I was born. But my dad was the oldest in the family, and my grandfather had 13 children. My grandma had 13 children. My dad's the oldest. And we had a set of twin girls, birthed an Aunt Lady Joyce, and Lady Gary. She's got married. Then she had 3 single ones. Then another set of twin girls. Then they died in flu time. Then they had 3 more. And then they died 4 days more after they was born. And then Uncle Paul was born. 10 years old, his dad died. That was 1916.
And what did your grandparents do for a living?
Farm.
They all farmed out there?
My grandfather was my grandfather come to this country when he was 17 years old. He come from Germany. That's what he told me. And he built a chicken house. He had the chickens downstairs. He lived upstairs. He was an old bachelor. He was 38 years old. And he built a barn. And he had a bunch of cattle. And he sold them. They make the money. And then he made a little house too. Then he had a 2-room house. Grandma and Grandpa lived. Then my dad was born, and the twins was born. Well, then after a while they got more kids. They had to make a bigger house. Well, then and he said after a while they had a 22-room house. They had upstairs and downstairs, and they had a kitchen in the back end. And after my dad couldn't find a place, till he went to Minnesota, he lived at my grandma's house.
Okay. Let me think here a second. And you moved back to Lester when you was 13?
Yep.
All right. Then eventually, how old were you when you came to Illinois? You live in Illinois now. How old were you when you came to Illinois?
I was 45. I was about 24, wasn't I?
Okay, it's your story. You tell it the way you want.
It says more sense.
You was about 24?
Yeah, 24.
Okay. And
1945.
1945.
Yeah, that's 50 years now.
Okay. When did you meet your wife?
In 1947.
So you've been here a couple years before you met her?
Yep. I worked at Pampsbury I got $38 a week. And then I worked in Roanoke for a farmer. I worked in Deer Creek farmer, and I worked for Shrux. That's where I got acquainted with my wife in the seed corn business.
Seed corn business over at Shrux?
When I was testing sorting corn.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, when you first saw her, did you fall in love with her, or how did you finally end up marrying that woman?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I had an old Ford car, and I was going down to her cousins down in Congerville here, and the girls, her 3 sisters in the car, just going down to see her cousins, and her sister said she was a little scared of me, and I sat beside her sister, Evelyn.
Uh-huh.
And she was in the middle of the car. And anyhow, Glennis see Tassel too. Well, that went on, and I thought that'd be my wife. That'd be nice. She'd be a nice woman.
Okay, and then what? How'd you propose to her?
Well, I went to work, and then I think it was around a little after September. I think the 5th of September. That I made my engagement, and then she worked in Remington for a little while for their uncle, and then we got married in November. We had showers in Remington, and a shower in Lester, Iowa, and then I spent it here in Congerville. It was 4 showers.
What, did you get a lot of good gifts?
You bet. I had 4 toasters and no electricity.
4 toasters and no electricity.
All right, that's right.
Well, those probably last a long time then, didn't they?
And then I worked for Eggland's, and I said I want some electricity because I got some toast. And I bought me a new Maytag wash machine with pumps on it, and then electricity. And she got some washboards to wash my clothes. Well,
Well, how about your honeymoon? How did that go?
oh, well, I remember that because it happened last night. We got married in Congerville. We went as far as Grandma's in Lester, Iowa. It was cold and windy. Oh, it was so windy. My hat blew off, and Andy went after it. And Andy took us to Peoria. We stayed in a motel, Peoria Marquette Hotel out there. And we left in the morning for our honeymoon. And we went as far as Lester. We stayed with my grandmother. And then next morning we started going to South Dakota. We stayed in Mitchell, South Dakota overnight again, in a corn palace. And we got to Rapid City, South Dakota. We had a big snowstorm. Oh, it snowed. Snow back as far as high as this ceiling. And the people was going in the ditch, and we just kept driving, bought cookies and some milk or something, and kept drinking. It was real cold. Oh, it was cold. We had an old Ford car. I think it was about a 42. I paid $500 for it. When I got to Deer Creek in America before I got married, the thing would go in gear. It just went in reverse. And I said, here I am standing up to get married tomorrow. So I was cutting my hair, and the men pushed me back, and I got it fixed and jacked it up. It was all a little pin went out there. And I kept that car for, I had 100 and some thousand miles when I traded it off.
That's a pretty good car, huh?
Yep.
Okay. And where did you end up going for your honeymoon? Was it Mount Rushmore or something? What Mom said?
Mount Rushmore, that's where we went. We left from Mount Rushmore, we stayed in the motel there, and then it started snowing. I told my wife I better get home. And boy, we went in that snowstorm, and I'm going to tell you, we took our time. I think we went about 80 miles. I think we went it took us for 10 hours to make 80 miles.
Yeah. Now let's see. You got back from your honeymoon, and then what? Then a family started, didn't it? Tell us about your family.
We Congress, then they shivered me. We got back. They're sitting and waiting for us when we got back.
What'd they do to you?
Shivered me.
Shivered you?
Shivered. You know,
What's that mean?
well, that gun blazes hit it, and the guns were shot in the air, and and everything like that. We lived over by Congerville that time. Well, then in 1950, John was born. When I went to first I worked right to Eggland's. I stayed a little while in that place in Congerville until March, and I went to Eggland's to work for them then. Then I worked there 5 years. Then John was born.
And you had John, and then what was the rest of them?
Then Sam was born. Sam was born in 52. Then we went to Danvers, and then Lauren was born by Danvers.
Okay.
And then Roger was born in Carlock. That's 57.
57.
And at 59, Nina was born, and I was working construction that time.
Getting back to that Roger, wasn't he a pretty baby?
Oh yes.
Real nice kid, wasn't he?
He was born in the hospital too.
Yeah, Ida didn't make it, did she?
Nope, she didn't make it.
Where was she born?
My French snapper up at Congerville.
Yeah.
We had to go to Midnight Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 85 degrees.
Okay.
So hot. And we had an old 59 Ford. And my wife said, take her easy, we might kill us all. I'll never forget that. And we got to the hospital, and anyhow, I went to the emergency room. I said, well, I got a baby out there. I don't know how to cut the cord. They was too big excited. They said they had one at 5. They had one at 2 hours ago in the bus, and 5 hours in the train. So he took care of her. And she stayed with her, slept with her, in the same room.
Uh-huh.
You need to go to baby phone like you did.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
And then the 16th of April, see, I was working 14, the 16th, we had a big tornado right down here. It took all the buildings up down here by years at that time, 1959, in April, 16th.
Okay. All right, so when did you finally move into Eureka? Tell me about that.
I moved to Eureka, I was 2 years old. We moved,
That'd be 61, right?
yep, that's when that's the time when she had cancer.
Mom had cancer.
61, yep.
Okay. All right, and then where did you live there?
See, we lived in,
Noyes Farm or?
yeah, Noise Farm, that's what, Noise, we lived in Noise then.
Yeah.
At that time.
Then you moved to into town, didn't you?
Then we moved to college, after that we moved to, I believe it was to the college farm,
Yeah.
I worked in the college.
And where were you working then?
I was working for the city.
Okay.
That's 1960.
1960. Okay. How long did you work for the city?
6 years, 5 years.
5 years. And then where'd you go?
Well, then in 66 I worked for Caterpillar.
Okay.
That was on August 26th, 1966. I was 50 years old.
Yeah. Then you moved into the house on Main Street
Yep.
after you started working for
Then I
Caterpillar?
bought that house. I paid $4,900 for it from Railroad Fair.
My lands, that's a lot, wasn't it?
What?
Well, that was a lot of money, wasn't it?
It wasn't that bad. It was cheap.
Pretty good house.
Wasn't too bad. But we had to fix it up a lot. We was there about I think about 10 or 12 years.
Uh-huh. And then where'd you move?
Moved down to Crestwood. That's in 78.
Okay. Stayed there for how many years?
I think about 12 or 13.
I don't think so.
No, wait a minute. We bought it in 78. We moved up here in 89.
So it was about 11 years.
11 years, whatever it was.
Okay. And now you're living up here at, what's the name of this place?
The condo, what you call the Walnuts,
What's the name of the
Walnut Crest.
Walnut Crest
At 89.
apartments? Are they apartments or is that what they call it? Yeah.
The December 1st, 1989 we moved here.
Okay.
So I've been here about 7 months.
Condo.
Okay. So we've kind of gone from your childhood all the way up to through your life, and you talked about your wife and your children and having children. How about any like lifelong friends or somebody who really influenced your life? Can you think of anybody who might have really influenced your life that you can think of who had a kind of big impact on how you turned out to be?
Well, I had a lot of friends, I know that. I can't. A lot of them are gone, a lot of them are still here yet.
Okay.
When you guys were small, went to church up here, I had a lot of friends. I was a member for 58 years now.
Yeah.
I was baptized in 37,
37.
and I was 20 years old.
Okay.
So that'll be 50 years, the 23rd of December this year. Yeah, I was a member before I married her.
All right.
But you know, married, we only been married 47 years.
Let's.
Before I was married, I was going to tell you.
All right. You want to tell me something? Go ahead.
Well, I worked for Uncle Paul for 10 cents a week in 1933. I was about 12 years old. I think it was about 12.
Oh, you'd be a little older than that. You'd be about 16, 33.
33. Well, I moved from Minnesota. I know worked for Uncle Paul for 10 cents a week. I know that. Then I bought a gun for $4.25. I remember that. I worked until I was about, I think it was just about 20.
What's your best memory of your father?
He was a small man. He'd call us twice, and the second time, he'd give us a lick with his hand. He'd give us all big hands. Then he had a big tug up above there too, up by the door. Yep. He was pretty strict, mother and him.
What was your best memory about your mother?
Well, she told us, like I said, she said that it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it don't happen, it ain't going to happen.
That's what you remember most about her?
Yep, she said that a lot. And I know a lot of things about my mother. She was a sweet mother, I'll tell you that. She always had smiles in her face.
Yeah, I remember her too. She's a nice lady. How about your boys and your girl? Can you tell us any stories that you can remember about your boy?
You mean about your kids?
Yeah.
Why, sure.
Tell us something about John. Can you think of something about John?
John, he got in a little trouble once in a while.
Okay.
I know he got to jail a couple of times.
Mhm.
He got drinking. But he was a little boy. Mother, I don't know what was that, I can't remember. But I worked a lot. I was always working. She used to take care of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But she always told me stories when what happened. But John said something about flowers. She said, he had a flower bed. She said cowards or something like that. Sam and him got into a little flower bed or something. I don't know what the deal was there.
How about Sam? Can you think of anything about him?
Yeah, he had done a lot of things too.
How about Lauren?
He done a lot of things too.
He did too. How about Roger?
He done a lot of things too. It's like a boy growing up.
All right. Can you think of anything about Ina that you can remember?
Oh yes, think a lot of stuff about it. I remember one time about Ina, I don't make me think that make in my mind so bad. I bought her a car, and she had to go to jail. It's before she met Mark, and she had to look over to talk to Mark. He drank a little bit. She got caught close to where we lived down by Crestwood.
Uh-huh.
The police got her.
Uh-huh.
And she cried. She came home crying.
Yeah, I bet she did.
So I said, you asked for it.
Yeah. What was Christmas like when you was a little boy? Can you remember anything about Christmas?
Oh yes, I should say I remember a little bit. I know Christmas.
Now, tell me about it.
When I was 4 years old, I got an orange. And when I was 5 years old, I got a pair of overalls and a cap, one of these striped ones.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was 6 years old, I got a cultivator. And I told my dad, what do I do with a cultivator for Christmas? Well, you're going to cultivate corn. That's what you're going to do. 2 horses on it.
Yeah.
That's in June. And that's all I got for Christmas.
Well, did you use it?
Yes, I cultivated. I hope to tell you I cultivated.
Yeah. Was it a good one?
Sure was a good one.
Yeah. Well, that was a good present then.
And then I
Did you have Christmas trees and things like that, or?
didn't have no Christmas tree. We put everything on. We had a few stockings hanging on a chair or by the stove. We didn't have a Christmas tree. We didn't believe in Christmas trees that time.
You what?
We didn't believe in Christmas tree. My mother and dad didn't believe in Christmas trees.
Oh, okay.
Not that we ever had a Christmas tree. I don't know when we were small.
Yeah.
We didn't get married Christmas tree after we got married.
Okay. Exciting day of your life. Can you think of something you can tell me about that?
Yes. I was 22 years old. I got a Model A Ford. And I tipped it upside down. The wheels up in the air.
Boy, that was exciting, wasn't it?
And I stood it up. I got under and stood it up to it. The wheels were up in the air. I was a big man that time, a big boy,
Uh-huh.
real big. And a man about a fourth of a mile away seen me tip over, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was a member what I was doing that time of the night. And that's when I was working with Spin. 1939, that's when it happened, 1939. And anyhow, I set it up. He got a gallon of gas and some oil for me when I walked over there. And I stood up. He said, I know you're going to start. I tried to start it, but there's no gas in it. So he said, when you go to West Bend, you put some gas and oil in it. And that's what I done. See, I put that oil, what he gave me. And I remember never forget that. I was really excited. Don't think I was. Oh, was I excited.
I bet.
Boy, out there, the car was on top of me and the wheels in the air. And boy, out there, I tried my... And when I got stood up, I went to work and tried to lift. I couldn't even lift that high off the ground. I wasn't too excited after I had to stand up.
Yeah.
Just all excited.
So your adrenaline got you to stand it up, huh?
Huh?
When you was excited, you could stand it up.
You betcha.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how long as I lived. I was 22 years old, about 22 years old.
Okay. What was the stores like when you was a little boy? Like when you went to get groceries and things like that? Can you remember the stores?
Oh, yes. There was a little boy, Morris, Minnesota, there was a sled. And when the winter time, we made a lot of, every 6 weeks we got groceries. My Uncle Henry and my dad had good groceries. Not going. We had some straw and I go along with them. I was maybe about 10 years old or so. Uncle Joe and my dad would go and get some groceries.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Uncle Joe, not Uncle Henry. Uncle Henry, that was a Lester. He'd get groceries and Morse.
What was the store like when you went in there?
Well, I never paid much attention.
Pretty small store though, or?
Mine was real small.
Yeah.
Real cheap too.
Yeah, I bet.
They bought a big bunch of stuff for a few dollars.
Yeah, okay.
But all we bought, more and more we bought flour and sugar and salt and pepper. That's about all we bought. We raised everything, and we had everything else. We had our milk, we We had our eggs, we had our chickens, and we had our meat. That's all about we needed. But we bought a lot of it. See, we had, and then they started rationing it. You could have a little cart to get your stuff.
You with your brothers and your sisters and your mom, what did you enjoy most doing with them? Your parents and your brothers and sisters, just your family.
We live in Morris. My brother Irvin and Lee and Rachel and I was the oldest in the family. And what we done it was ornery, very ornery. My dad bought a 50-gallon kerosene, made mud pies out of it. And my dad got a big switch, and he goes, and we kind of said, you done it, no, you done it. My wife said, my dad said, I'm going to give you all one, and now get the right one. That's what he done. He gave each one a lick, and then he got it. See, but the other one was too small yet. And what my brother and me done, and when he was 10 years old, and he was 9, we tied 2 cows' tails together. When I was 10 years old, he was 9. It was the best cow milking cows we had in Morris. And we went to work and tied them together with a little string so they wouldn't come apart. We turned them loose and busted the whole side of the door out. And they took the tails right out of the socket. My dad had to sell them cows for $12 a piece. And I had no money. My dad had no money. He was poor. He was real poor. He didn't have no money. My dad said I should give you liquor, but the cows they gotta sell them now because they can't use them no more because they haven't got no tails.
He didn't give you a spanking?
No, he should have, but he didn't.
Well, I think I would have.
We had that story in Mugger Reunion 3 years ago. It was in West Bend.
Yeah.
They put that in the book.
What was your most embarrassing experience that you can remember?
I remember when I was 10 years old, I climbed my dad's 50-foot windmill. And I hung on the horse. There used to be a windmill. You had a horse on the end of it, an iron horse, and I hung on that. I waved back and forth. And my dad says, if you don't come down, the longer you step, the harder you're going to get it. And my mother standing by the windmill. I can still see my mother standing by the windmill. And she said, Dad, don't be too rough. You'll have to kill him. And I'll go all those steps down there. And when I got down, he took his hands, and my seat was blue for about 2 hours. I couldn't hardly sit. He'd give me a licking that time. Oh, I never forget that licking. I was 10 years old. My brother was 9. We both got it.
Did you climb back up there again?
No, sir. We stayed off that window. There went back there next time. That was it. That was enough, boy. I was 10 and he was 9. My brother. That's my brother when he passed away. I never forget as long as I live. That was in Minnesota. We done that.
What was church like when you was growing up?
What was what like?
Church. Were they small church buildings, big church buildings? How was church? Was it hot in there? Or?
When I went to Lester Church, there was just a small 15 members. All we had in it. A lot of people, a lot of friends. There was no members. That's the year when I got 37. I got baptized. When I was younger, when I was about 15 or 16 when I worked for Michael Paul. We used to go to church. And then I put her drowned when I was 16 years old. And I got liquor from Michael Paul. I was black and blue for about 3 days. We were swimming one day. One Sunday morning, we were supposed to be in church. We didn't go to Michael's. So my brother Irvin and me went to swim. Went down our gravel pit. We went swimming. I got a cramp, and I went down. I put her drowned. And my cousin Philip was there, and some of his cousins from Peoria was there. They pulled me out by my head or by my hair. Give me out of fresh respiration, I put her down. I put her got killed. I put her drowned. They took me home from the boys stopped in church, and the whole place was full of cars and stuff. See, I was getting along. I told her, well, he's doing all right, but he's got a little. He just about is a goner. When I was 16, I'm staying on my birthday. No, I mean it's in July, but the day of my birthday, I got trouble with some cattle. I got licking that time too. A lot of lickings from Uncle. And my mother said, what'd you give me licking for? Because I lied.
Well, did you?
I sure lied. I remember that. My brother and me was going to go milking in Lester Highway from Uncle Paul. We milked 20 cows in the hand, and we had 900 sheep, and 600 hogs, and 600 steers, and 1,000 chickens. And we had a storm, and that was the 7th of January. I'll never forget that. It was my birthday that day. And I walked through the lot, and the cattle broke, and a little wind, the snow had about 3 inches of snow on the ground. It was real windy, broke the gate open. And it was in there in the sheep yard. My uncle said, when you take him outside, I didn't see him. I stepped in the tail. My brother said, he stepped in the trigger on the tail. You lied. And my uncle got that switch, and boy, he really gave it to me.
I think was the greatest success of your life? Can you think of something you could think was a good success?
This place right here.
This right here.
That's what I worked for Caterpillar. That's the best thing I ever done.
And getting this place right here.
The best place to say so far. It's all paid for, and no debt or nothing against it.
Okay, that's a good
I can
answer.
be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I can thank the Lord for it. Otherwise, I can thank the Lord for it. The Lord's will take it away anyhow. But you kids, you get 75% of it. For the state, we get 25 cents to the home over there. That's about the way it works, I think.
We've pretty much talked about your life and a lot of things that happened in your life. But now it's time for you to share a little bit with us about what would you consider to be some good advice for us to live by.
Well, I'll tell you one thing would be nice with the Lord. Stay with the Lord. Don't let Satan get hold of you, because he'll try it. I found that out in my life. I always say that I still got the Lord in my heart, and I give to you kids. I'm warning you to keep the Lord in your heart after I'm dead and gone. Don't forget the Lord, because that's the most important thing in life.
Okay.
Is that right?
That's right. Okay. Thank you very much.
And the money you can't take that along with you, can't take it to heaven, so give it, and then you know what I mean.
Okay.
So that's advice I'd give you kids.
All right.
You asked me that question now. That's my advice.
All right. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your you talking with us today.
Tell them to keep the Lord in your heart.
We're up in Eureka. This is the place where we're going to have our Thanksgiving dinner. There's there's Becky. And here's the table. They're getting ready to serve. There's Dad over there. Hey, Dad.
Oh, that is popcorn, Jessica. What do you call popcorn? Caramel pop?
A watermelon popcorn girl.
That.
Was he handsome? Did it go as you got into your teenage years? What was that like? Is that pretty much the same, or?
Yeah, we stayed home. We weren't allowed to run around.
Well, then when did you move up to Illinois? How old were you then? Or was it, you moved to Congerville, didn't you?
Yeah.
How old
I
were you?
was a teenager.
You was a teenager?
Mhm.
And then your father did what up here? Same thing, or?
He worked for Srox.
Okay. And that was basically working with the corn, detaching
Yeah,
and
in the
things
seed
like
corn.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you test me, just kind of the bends and stuff.
And and what church did you go to at that time?
The Apostolic Christian.
The Apostolic Christian Church. When did you start attending that? Do you remember when that was, or?
Young child, when I was a young child.
In Alabama?
Yeah,
Okay, so they have, that church is down in Alabama also.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, how old were you when you met your husband?
First time I was teenager. Second time I was 22.
What was his name?
August Mogler.
August Mogler, huh? I've heard that name before. And what was he like as a young boy? Was he handsome? Did he sweep you off your feet? To tell us about how courting went back then. How did you court?
We didn't.
Well, I mean, you went through the church, didn't you? Or,
Yeah.
and you, how'd all that go? You've told me before, but I can't remember how it all went.
He proposed through sent a letter. I mean, he went to the elder and asked for me, and the elder uh, gave me the proposal, and
Mhm.
I gave the answer back to the elder, and then they announced it in church.
Okay. And how old were you then?
22.
22. And then you was off to have your own family, right? How long before you got married after you were announced?
Uh, so that was September, and we got married in November.
November. So you still was 22 when you got married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then where did you live?
Around Congerville.
Around Congerville. And what did August do?
Worked for Seed Company. He was working there when we got married.
So he was working with your father?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened? Anything start happening after you got married? Hmm?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Yeah, well, he went pregnant, but after we quit, I quit.
Oh, yeah, he quit
for
working
Schrock's.
for Schrock's and
Then I
went to work on the
then I went for
farm.
Eglin's, folks. I suppose it keeps telling that, I guess.
Yeah, if this is her story, you can get yours next.
Okay. You let go.
All right, then it seems like there's something missing, or something must have happened because I'm sitting here. Now, the somewhere along the line, there's something went on there.
Well, it didn't happen right away.
Okay. Well, how long before you had the first baby?
Well, we got married in 48, and we had the first one in 50.
In 50.
Yeah.
And that was
That was John.
John. Why don't we just go over the rest of the kids?
And we came, and Sam came along in 52, and Lauren came along in 55, and
57.
57 was you, and
Now, who am I? Let's get that on there. I'm
Ina was in 50.
all right. I'm Roger, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Roger, and Ina was in 59.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back a little bit. When you were younger, what kind of transportation was available? Was there a lot of cars and stuff, or did you mostly go on?
No, not many.
Okay. How did you get around?
Walked.
You walked most of the time.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have a wagon to ride, huh?
No.
For the most part, it was. And if you wanted, how far did you usually have to walk to get anywhere?
Any place we went, we walked, unless we hired somebody to take us.
Mhm.
We didn't go very much.
So
If we couldn't walk, we didn't go.
did you have to go into town to get supplies and things like that?
We didn't go to town for supplies.
You didn't go to. How did you get supplies?
We just bought in a country store.
Okay. And how far was that from your house?
Usually just a few. Most of the time we live right close to the store.
Okay.
And a lot of times we had what was called a rolling store.
Mhm.
Store on wheels.
A store on wheels. Okay. What about school? What was school like when you was growing up?
1 or 2 room schools.
One or 2 room school. Did most of your family probably was a good portion of that school then, wasn't it?
We had some in both rooms, that's for sure.
Yeah. But how many kids went to that school? 50, 100, something like that?
Oh,
or
no,
not that
no,
many? So if you was around 25, 30 maybe?
Yeah, there was that.
So your family just about was a large percentage of that. Yeah.
Well, there was about, Rel,
Yeah.
Lonzo and Glennis,
Mhm.
Evelyn, Lonzo and Glennis. All 5 of us was in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, because you're
Oriole went later on.
yeah, you spread out a little bit, weren't you? So you weren't all there at the same time.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, how about automobiles? When did you first start getting to ride in automobiles? How old were you then? Can you remember that kind of stuff, or? Because a lot of as we look back, all of our life we've saw automobiles, but for you that was a little bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, Uncle Carlos, I guess, would have been about the first one in the family that had cars.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to come, and once in a while, but I don't really remember riding much in it.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Was it when you started to come up to Illinois where you probably started riding in cars more?
well, yeah, we'd ride in a car to go to church once in a while when they'd come down there and take us.
Yeah.
But we just never was much in cars until we came up here.
Okay, yeah. And then your father started, he got trucks and stuff, didn't he? He used to have a truck he used to drive?
At Congerville he did,
Yeah.
my dad.
Yeah. Okay, how about radios and things like that? Did you have a radio back when you was a child?
No,
Okay, when did you first see stuff like a radio?
I really don't know when the first one came in.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you ever remember sitting around the radio listening to stories and stuff they used to have on the radios, or was it just mostly music that you used to listen to when you first started listening to radio, or?
No, I used to listen to some of the stories. Back in the 50s and
Mm-hmm.
60s through there.
Okay, then the TVs came along. That's quite a while later before you started looking at TV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it after you was married, or?
Well, there just wasn't any
Yeah.
very much of it before that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now you got married and you're living around Congerville, but then eventually you made it over to Eureka. Did you not? You lived out on a farm. Whose farm did you live out on? Out in Eureka here?
The Lloyd Noe farm.
Lloyd Noy farm. And then what did your husband do at that time? Was he still working on the farm, or?
He worked for the city for a while
Okay.
before he started working at Caterpillar.
Oh, no,
Okay.
that's all right. That's her story, I guess.
Then you moved into town some, didn't you, out by the college?
Yeah.
And that's where he was still working the city then, or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do? Did you mostly stay home and raise the children, or how did your?
Yeah. Up until Ina got in school, and then I went to work as a nurse's aide at the nursing home.
Mm. That's the same home that this apartment's connected to now,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. All right. Then you lived at the college for quite a while.
4 years.
4 years. That was a nice house, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that house. I liked that house a lot. And then what'd you do? You were still renting at that time, weren't you? Up to this point, all you'd done is rent.
Yeah. Up until yeah. Just shortly after I started to work, we bought the house on Main Street.
Mm-hmm. So you lived there for how many years? You remember that, or?
About 10.
About 10 years. And by then, your family started growing up, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you moved to.
Crestwood.
Okay. And you lived, and by then, how many kids did you have left by the time you got to Crestwood?
Oh,
I mean, living with you, not
just one.
And that was your youngest little girl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you lived in there, and she finally got married. And.
Just left the two of us
Yeah, and then you moved where?
to the apartment
Where
here.
you're living now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You think anything else? Trying to get some help in my narration here, or my interviewing. Hey, what was your favorite vacation, or your most memorable vacation, as either as you growing up or after you as an adult?
Well, I guess it would be the one where we took Grandma Mogler along up to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I remember that trip. Where all did we go?
Oh, we went to,
We
that's her story. I can remember when we got, that's her we got married.
Well, he's biting at the bit, isn't he?
went to
We're supposed to be married.
through the Badlands and we stopped several places along the way. One place we stopped, we saw dolphins,
I remember that, but I can't remember where that was.
and that was one of the things that she really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Grandma Mogul
Seems like
thought that was so neat the way they leaped up out of the water and
hmm
went through them hoops.
And there was a bird aviary or something there too we went through at that same place.
A what?
Bird aviary, a big
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could walk through it and the birds were flying around in there.
And then another place we went through, walked through, and when we got out, they gave us a badge of bravery for walking through the place where they had snakes,
Oh yeah.
loose snakes in there.
hmm And we went to Mitchell. Where's that? South Dakota. The Corn Palace, wasn't that it?
Yeah, corn
Mitchell.
pellets.
Mitchell, South Carolina. South Dakota.
Yeah, that was on that same trip.
Yeah, I remember that. And what? Oh yeah, then went through the Badlands. I remember. Lauren lost his glasses on that trip, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we were out in the Badlands. We had to go back and look for
We
it.
come back into something, I don't know. So this,
Okay, and let's see. We was in the Badlands. Yeah, Lauren had lost his glasses, hadn't he?
Yeah.
And we had to go back and look for those. I remember that trip in Mount Rushmore. Can you remember that trip? What can you remember about Mount Rushmore?
Another part of that trip your daddy enjoyed was one of the places where they had all the old antique farm machinery, I think.
Yeah.
And then they had some animals along the road there that I think they were buffaloes or something.
Mm-hmm. But it was the trip that Grandma went with us, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
remember that. Was that the time that she shut the door on Sam's hand, or was
No,
that
that was
going to
that
Alabama?
was Grandma Sides that shut the door on him.
Well, which Grandma were we talking about here?
Grandma Mogul.
Grandma Mogler went with us. Oh, is that right? I think it was Grandma Sides. Okay, so Grandma Mogler went out there with us.
Yeah.
That'd be Dad's mother. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, we got a cottage.
Now that I can't remember that part.
We got a 2-bedroom cottage.
And how many of us?
Going out there and coming back.
How many of us were in that thing?
All of us.
Was John still with us at that
All
time?
but John. Let's see. Oh, Sam and John, I guess, wasn't there.
Okay. Okay.
They were both in Germany, weren't they?
I
I think so.
think so. Okay. Then that was when they was in the army.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back a few years again. We kind of regress here, back and forth. But we're just trying to cover everything. Your wedding day. What was that like?
It was a real windy day.
And it was in November,
November 14,
and the year was
1948.
1948.
Did you have a reception?
Real windy.
Honeymoon.
It's real windy. And did you go on a honeymoon or anything like that, or?
Yeah, we went to Mount Rushmore.
Oh, did you really? So you've been there twice.
You want to hear about it?
So you.
It was snowy. a snowstorm all the way out there and back.
Oh my.
Car stuck every direction. We just sit in the car and eat cookies and let everybody else shovel their cars out of the ditch. We didn't get stuck.
You didn't get stuck?
No.
Well, that's good. You must have had a good driver.
Yes.
Well, did you make the Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't, I
It
never
wasn't
realized that.
finished then. It wasn't finished. It was only one or two heads. It was just starting.
Mm-hmm. But you'd heard about it and you went out there for your hunting. Well, that's a pretty
We've
good
been
hunting.
out there a few times.
Have you really? I didn't know that. Well, that's nice.
Hmm.
And that's the most memorable part of that was the getting stuck, watching everybody else shovel their snow, huh? Getting
We've
stuck
been
out.
to Mount Rushmore, and we've been to the Corn Palace more than once, and that Wall drugstore.
Yeah, Wall Drugs, I remember that, yeah.
And that place was advertised along the road, and here I thought, boy, that must be some big place. Get there, and it was such a little dinky place, you could almost drive past it and not know it.
Yeah, I remember the advertisements for that. We was all excited about going to Wall Drug.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else about your wedding and your honeymoon or anything that you can remember? Or how long did you stay out there?
We were gone 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Woo! It took quite a while to drive out there, though, too, in that snow, didn't it?
Well, we didn't, we were gone to relatives part of the time.
Were you married in Congerville? Where were you married?
Congerville
Congerville,
Church.
at the church?
Yeah.
It says windy was, it's still inside, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The wedding was inside, it was just a
Yeah.
windy day.
Well, it was so windy it almost took my hat off when
Oh.
I came out.
Took mine off, I know that, I had to run after it late, and run after it.
Oh, it didn't come off August.
Mine did.
Okay. Family traditions. What kind of family tradition would you like to see passed on?
The family prayer and trusting in God.
Trusting in God. And how about just being close as a family, having family gets-togethers and things like that?
Yeah.
Potlucks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that they kind of keep families close when you have things like that, doesn't it?
Yes.
And sometimes families get spread out, so when everybody can get together, it kind of helps us to remember where our roots came from. Okay. People that you admired in your life that maybe had an influence on you. Can you think of people? Somebody that would come to mind?
Yes, my Grandpa Smith. And I suppose my grandma too.
And why would you feel that they just the memories of them, or
Yes.
Grandpa Smith? What did he do?
He just worked hard all of his life, and he was just a real likable person.
Mm-hmm. Is he the one that used to do all the carving and
Yes.
made little men and stuff, or what all kind of stuff did he carve?
I don't know. I didn't see all of it.
Well, some of the stuff I believe I can remember some of the stuff that he did when I was little. That when we'd go down and visit.
You have his name,
What's his name?
Samuel Grant.
Well,
No.
that wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be you, Sammy.
So you named your second
Sam-
child after him.
Second one, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
realize I've said it wrong.
Well, that's okay. Let's see. And anybody else that you can think of, or that you really admired as you're growing up? Kind of a role model for you, maybe somebody you looked up to.
Now some of the older ministers from church.
Okay. All right. friends, people that you've known for a lot of years, you might consider like lifelong friends and things that people you like to do things with. Can you think of somebody like that, or?
Well, I guess I would say Lil Srock, and Jess, Lil and Jess. They were always good, close friends, even though they're quite a bit older than I am.
Uh-huh. You know, when did you first meet them? When you first came to Illinois, or?
When I first came to Illinois, yes.
Yeah. Well, they lived right there in Congerville too, didn't they?
Neighbors.
They were your neighbors in Congerville. And you just kind of kept a close relationship all through the years then?
Yes.
Visiting with them. And did you ever go any place with them? Maybe do anything together that you can remember?
A lot of times.
A lot of time. Celebrate anniversaries and things like that with them, or?
Yeah. Yes, you can say that. I've attended both of their 100th birthdays.
They're no longer with us, though, are they? Or
Yes, they are.
they both are. Well, I don't know. I didn't realize that. So how old are they now? You know?
They're 100.
They're both. So you just attended their birthdays.
Well, Jess will be 101 in a couple more days.
Well, that's good. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your father, Edgar Sides? What do you remember about him?
Very hard-working man and a good provider for his large family.
Did he ever do things with you, or was it just like working in the fields together?
Yeah, we worked in the fields together. We hoed cotton together and picked cotton together, and we used to. Well, that would be playing though.
What is that?
We used to make these kerosene balls and put them on, light them and throw them back and forth at night.
Wouldn't that burn?
Yeah, it burned, but it was pretty in the air.
Your dad help you?
It didn't burn you, no, because you didn't have it long enough to hold it.
Did your dad help you make those, or show you how to do
My
that?
dad made them.
He made them for you?
Didn't make them for me. The men was get out there and throw them. We just watched.
Oh, I see.
And that was usually at Christmas time or New Year's or something like that.
Well, that brings me to something else that we could ask, and that's what was Christmas like when you was a child? Can you remember very many Christmas or anything? Maybe your most memorable Christmas as a child, or just in general, just how Christmas was when you was a child.
We didn't have very much of a memorable Christmas. Didn't get very much. But usually we had a little bit of fruit in our stocking and maybe one little string of beads or something like that. Then one Christmas when I was about 5 or 6 years old, we didn't get not even a piece of fruit.
It was a rough year?
We didn't even have shoes on our feet. Yeah, it was a rough year.
Well, what did you do that Christmas? Did you sing songs, or
We didn't do anything.
didn't even put up a tree?
We didn't know what a tree was.
So when you was growing up, you didn't even put trees up?
We didn't know what trees were. We never had Christmas trees.
Well, when was the first time you remember having a Christmas tree then?
I remember one when Mama found little scrungy thing, and she tied some paper round over it, kind of decorated.
Uh-huh.
But we didn't know what it was to have a Christmas tree.
Well, as we was growing up, we always had one. I can remember.
Yeah.
Was was that when you moved to Illinois? You started having that, or
Yeah.
so you didn't see a Christmas tree till you was a teenager. I mean, you didn't have very many until you was a
The
teenager.
only Christmas tree I ever saw as a child was the ones that was at school.
Okay. But was that common for most of the households in that time that most people didn't have Christmas trees, or?
The houses we lived in when I was a child was a two-room house. One was for kitchen, the other one was for sleeping, and everything. It was, I mean, we only had the 2 rooms. Everybody slept in the same room.
Did you have electricity?
No.
No electricity.
Mm-mm.
When do you first remember having electricity?
Up here.
Up here? And I guess, what about telephones? When was the first time you can remember having a telephone?
Up here.
And what was that like? Do you remember that?
Where you ring the
You had a crank on it?
crank phone.
And then what would happen? The operator answer?
No, you ring a short ring and a long ring and a short ring until you get the right. That's where you called people.
How did it work now? Short ring did what?
So many long, so many short rings. Like, I might have a phone number that I would dial 2 longs and a short.
Okay.
And somebody else might have 2 shorts and a long. And
Did you get a lot of wrong numbers?
no,
It seemed like it'd be kind of confusing.
well, you just had to look to what it said to ring.
To ring? Now those were all party lines, weren't they?
Yeah, we had some party lines.
What was that like?
Oh, it was, you never knew who all was listening.
So did you have to weigh your words when you was talking on the phone, or you just let them fly and let the chips fall where they may, huh?
One time we pulled a trick on a woman, next door neighbor, and we had been detasseling, and we made it out that I would listen in on. We knew that these 2 women would call each other when they got home, and they made it out that I would listen in and see what they said. We had sent one of them a get well card. All of us signed it, and we was going to see what she said to the other one about it when she got her get well card.
So you eavesdropped on them, huh? Did she mention it?
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Okay. That was the members you had of those party lines, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can think of something else to ask you. Hey, we talked a little bit about your father. How about your mother? What was she like? And was she a good cook? Or what kind of things did she cook that you liked and maybe you didn't like? Can you remember things like that?
Yeah. She was a good cook, and we used to compete a little bit on her cooking.
Uh-oh. Little mother-daughter competition?
Yeah. really miss my mother. We had a lot of times we were together on, like every Saturday we'd go shopping.
Mhm.
And on Sunday we'd eat out together. So I really miss her till yet.
You remember how many years it's been since he was alive?
Since 1980.
So it'll be 15 years now.
Yeah.
What did she cook that's your favorite food as you was growing up? Can you remember anything like
What
that?
did she cook? They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I can remember eating over at her house quite a few times on Sundays.
Well,
Did you like her chicken and stuff, or what? Can't you remember anything that she cooked that was really good, or?
everything was good.
Hmm.
She made some good salads, lettuce salads, and she cooked some good greens.
Well, let me ask you this then: what did you cook that was better than what she made?
What did I cook?
You said,
kind of same kind of cook.
yeah, you said you kind of competed. You know, what did you think that you really made better than hers?
I don't know that I did. August thought he thought he told her one time that I can tell my wife made this. He always told her said that his wife made better gravy than she did.
No.
She got the biggest giggle out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well, you're wrong this time. Your wife didn't make it. I did."
Okay. She liked plants, didn't she?
She loved plants, yeah.
I remember when she moved over to Eureka, she had that one philodendron that went all the way across the room. You remember that one?
Yep.
Well, that's a big, long one. Yeah, I can remember growing up and being at her house and all the plants that she had. You think of anything else about her? You want to say?
She always got a kick out of everybody thinking that she was my sister.
Okay, yeah. I believe I remember one time asking her how old she was, and I can't remember now if she's in her 50s, and I said, well, that makes you an antique, doesn't it? Because I was a little kid, and I always heard that if you was something over 50 years old was an antique, and I told her she was an antique. She got a kick out of that. Let's see. Okay, I guess that about covers your mom. You can't think of anything else to say about her?
Yeah, she went with us to Tennessee every summer. And I guess it was almost like she was along the next summer after she died. We was driving along down through the mountains, and it just sounded just like Mom said, Inez. Just, I sat up straight in the car and I said, what's the matter? I said, it sounded like Mom calling my name.
Mm-hmm. We talked about your mother and your father, and we also discussed that herd of children you had. And let's see if we can't talk about maybe something you remember about each one of us as growing up. Let's start with John. He's your oldest. Can you remember anything that he might have done that might have been kind of funny, or something real tragic or serious, or just anything you can remember about him?
Yeah, got a little dart gun for Christmas one year, and he was shooting and shot it up on the ceiling, and he says, "Mother, honey, get it down." And Grandma Mugler thought that was so cute that he called me honey.
How old was he? You remember how old he was about then?
Well, 3.
3. Honey.
Honey, Mother, honey, get it down.
Okay.
I call her honey.
Yep.
How about Sam? Can you remember things about him?
Let's see.
Towers, flowers. Remember that.
Yeah, that's about both of them. I had been weeding the flower beds and working out there, and the 2 boys, John and Sam, was playing outside, and I cautioned them. I said, "Now you stay out of my flower bed. Don't be getting in my flower bed." And one of them went over and stuck their foot over the flower bed and said, that was Sammy, said, "I'm going to put my feet in your quality bed." And Johnny says, "Selby, it's not quality, it's quowers."
So he was teasing you way back then, huh? Okay, how about Lauren? You think anything about Lauren? He did when he was a child?
Let's see. Oh, Lauren was the one that stuffed his nose with buttons. I had to take him to the doctor.
Oh, you make my camera shake.
No wonder his nostrils are so big.
I got him out and thought I had the buttons hid from him. He found them and stuffed his nose again.
Well, how about...
I thought I watched him take him out. I'm not going to take him back to the doctor.
I'll bet not.
I had my tweezers and got him out myself.
Well, how about Roger? He do anything funny?
You know that Roger, he climbed up in the tree. He got his leg up in there, and you know the fireman. They almost had to cut his leg off to get him out.
I'll never forget that. Never tried.
He thought he was going to lose it anyway.
He cried.
They had him scared to death. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I remember not wanting to climb that tree for a while.
He stayed out of that tree.
Of the gravels.
Yeah.
Tungerville.
Yeah, I remember that. And how about Ina? Can you think of anything about her?
Well, she had to be rushed to the hospital with a bee sting. Not bee sting in the lip.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Something else about her, too. Wasn't there something else funny about her birth or something?
Yeah, she was born in a car.
Born in the car, huh? She wouldn't wait anymore, huh?
No.
Not time for her to get there, and she said, I've had it. Okay, can you think of anything else about Ina?
Well,
didn't seem quite as colorful as the rest of us.
Huh?
She wasn't quite as colorful as the rest of us.
She wasn't, huh?
Of course, she didn't get her leg stuck in the tree either, did she?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how many grandchildren do you have nowadays? Do you know?
Let's see.
How about try naming them? So
About 13?
well, let's start with Lauren and Mary. How many? What's their
5.
five, and their names are.
Lauren, Wesley, Kevin, Philip, and Kristen.
Kristen. Okay, and Sam has.
Sam's got 2 children and 3 stepchildren. His children is Sammy and Lily. His stepchildren is Justin, Jake, and Holly.
And
And
Ina.
1 step-grandchild.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
That'd be your great grandchild.
yeah.
Connor.
Connor Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see.
Ina.
John don't have any. You.
Yeah.
Jason and
What's her name? The one-
Jessica.
The one that's always talking. What's her name? I think I might.
Jessica.
Jessica. And
Ina's is Jeremy and Jessica.
Jessica. That's it today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. Unless you think of anything else. Think anything else you want to say? Goodbye. Hello. Okay. We're at Pizza Hut.